Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. All right, Browns fans, buckle up because the latest developments at the quarterback position are causing quite a stir in Cleveland. And honestly, it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing storylines of the season. Shedeur Sanders, yes, Shedeur Sanders is officially Cleveland's starting quarterback for now, but don't get too comfortable. Many insiders and fans alike are already speculating that this might be a temporary gig, a stopgap until the Browns decide to go after a different quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft. That's the kind of uncertainty that has Browns fans on edge, but also excited because it opens up so many questions about the future of the franchise under center. Let's dive into what this means for Shedeur Sanders, for Deshaun Watson, and for the overall plans Cleveland might have moving forward. First off, Sanders' rise to the starting job has been a bit of a roller coaster. He went from being a third-string quarterback behind Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel to stepping into the starting role after Gabriel suffered a concussion in Week 11. When Flacco lost his starting position to Gabriel and was traded away, Sanders saw his opportunity and seized it. Since then, he's been the guy under center, leading the Browns in what's been a challenging season so far. With Cleveland sitting at 3-9, every game becomes critical, and the coaching staff's decision to start Sanders signals that they want to evaluate his talent and potential as the franchise's future signal caller. Sanders, a product of the University of Colorado, was expected by many to be a first-round pick last April. Instead, he slipped all the way to round 5, where the Browns made a bold move to trade up and draft him. That move showed Cleveland's confidence in his potential, even if the path to becoming a starter was unconventional. He's only 23 years old and has shown flashes of promise, throwing for 405 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions so far. His completion percentage is around 58%, and his passer rating sits at 69.4. Those aren't eye-popping numbers, but for a rookie thrust into starting duty mid-season, they're a solid foundation to build on. Browns fans should remember that development takes time, especially for a young quarterback adjusting to the NFL speed and complexity. Now, that's where things get really interesting. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Browns are no exception. The big question hanging over Cleveland right now is what happens next. Deshaun Watson, of course, remains a key piece of the puzzle. His 21-day practice window was opened on Wednesday, which means he's on the cusp of potentially returning to play. If Watson is back on the field next season, it raises questions about Sanders' long-term future with the Browns. Will Sanders be traded? Will he continue to develop behind Watson? Or could Cleveland decide to part ways with one of these young quarterbacks to make room for a new face? That's precisely what some league insiders are buzzing about. According to CBS Sports' Jonathan Jones, there's chatter around the league that Cleveland might be open to trading either Sanders or Dillon Gabriel next season, especially if they decide to draft a new quarterback with the assets they've accumulated. Jones points out that Watson is seen as a rock-solid starter who's unlikely to be moved, given his hefty contract and the Browns' investment in him. But Gabriel, who's entering his second season, and Sanders, who's just getting his feet wet, could be valuable trade chips. Cleveland might look to cash in on one of these young talents, especially if they believe a top-tier rookie prospect could be the next franchise quarterback. It's worth noting that the Browns hold some intriguing draft capital, thanks to recent trades, including the one involving Travis Hunter. This gives Cleveland the flexibility to target a quarterback in this year's draft that could potentially step in and compete right away, or even take over as the starter down the line. This draft class has some promising prospects, and Cleveland's front office might see this as their chance to find the guy of the future, especially if they're not fully sold on Sanders or Gabriel as long-term solutions. But let's not forget that Sanders' story with Cleveland is still very much in its early stages. He's shown resilience, stepping into the breach when called upon, and he's gaining invaluable experience with each snap. His confidence will grow, and with proper coaching, he could develop into a legitimate NFL starter. Browns fans, you've seen promising quarterbacks come and go, but the key is patience and believing in the process. Remember, Baker Mayfield was once a rookie who struggled, only to become a franchise icon. So Sanders still has plenty of room to grow, and Cleveland isn't rushing to make any rash decisions just yet. The bigger picture here involves the overall strategy of the Browns organization. Cleveland has been searching for stability at quarterback for years. After trading for Watson, they hoped he would be the answer, but injuries and inconsistency have kept that from fully materializing. Now, with Sanders getting his shot and Watson possibly returning, the Browns are at a crossroads. Do they stick with their current core and hope that development and experience will turn their fortunes around? Or do they pull the trigger on a bold move in the draft, or through a trade to secure a more proven or promising young quarterback? The rumors of possible trades add an extra layer of intrigue. Some sources believe Cleveland might even look to trade Gabriel, who's shown flashes of potential, to clear space and cap room. The NFL is a league where roster flexibility and smart moves can make or break a season, and the Browns are no different. They've been aggressive in the past with trades and draft picks, and it seems like they're prepared to continue that trend if it means putting themselves in the best position for long-term success. As Browns fans, we have to keep an eye on the bigger picture. This season has been tough, no doubt, but it's also a chance for the team to evaluate its young talent, make strategic moves, and set itself up for a bright future. Shedeur Sanders' development is one of the many storylines that will unfold over the coming months. Will he continue to impress as the starter? Will Cleveland find a new franchise quarterback in the draft? Or will they decide to stick with Watson and develop Sanders as a backup or trade asset? All of these questions are on the table, and the answers will shape the Browns' trajectory for years to come. What's clear is that Cleveland is in a state of flux at the most important position on the field. The organization is weighing its options carefully, and fans are eager to see how it plays out. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this year is no different. The Browns have a window of opportunity to make bold moves, but patience and smart decision-making will be key. As fans, we should stay optimistic, support our young players, and trust that the front office is working tirelessly behind the scenes to build a team capable of contending for a Super Bowl once again. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.